When you made the Streisand film, the public got a lot of got the idea that it was one long battle from time to time, and that there was supposed to be an incident where one of this kind of microphone, I think, picked up a few words exchanged backstage.
Yeah, that was between me and John. It was unfortunate, but
yeah. But I gather you came out of that as friends.
Yeah, there were battles. It's more like I think a lot of the reason that's all they talked about then was that not only are a lot of people gunning for Barbra Streisand, but it's more interesting to write about troubles that you're having on a set than to say, well, they're real peaceful again today and they got along good, you know. And the fights that we had were for the right reasons. It was like I think everybody was trying to protect the integrity of what we were doing. You know, like she had a vision of what she wanted the film to be, and I had an idea of what I wanted to bring to it, you know, and to represent. I felt I was representing people like Janis and Jimi Hendrix and a lot of the casualties like we were talking about.
Yeah.
And I feel nothing but gratitude for the whole experience. In fact, Barbara just called me up too.
Oh yeah.
Saying the same thing as John, in effect. You know, good luck and go get them.
Yeah.
Which is I thought was real
Nice.
sweet. Yeah. And I saw the film recently on TV, and I think it holds up. All the critics didn't, but it doesn't matter.
I was more what it's like to begin acting the way you did without really, as you say, without having a lot of training to go to, or in fact, any training, I suppose. But you've picked it up as you went along, and it seems like you never seemed stiff or phony on the screen.
Thank you.
But
because I felt stiff and phony a lot of times.
Yeah. But who have you learned from as you've gone along? Directors or other actors?
Both.
Yeah.
Mostly, probably from other actors, because you know you've been watching movies all your life, you know, and you pick up what you like, you know. That's why so many people look like Marlon Brando, you know, because they're picking up what works and discarding what doesn't. I started performing on stage the same year that I started making movies, which is I was 34 years old, you know. And I think what works for one works for the other too. You know, I would learn, like I learned things from Cimino on this film. He really put me through school.
He directed The Deer Hunter, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's only done 3 films, but this latest one was a real saga.
Now, when you say he put you through school, would he stop work and give you acting instruction?
Well, not necessarily stop work, but he was always watching what you're doing, and he was a lot of directors more or less let you do what follow your instincts and hope that it'll turn out right, you know, or you'll talk about an attack or a general idea of how to attack the character at the beginning of the film, and then from then on it's more or less just saying action, you know, and they're worrying about the director's part of the stuff. Michael's really oriented toward acting, and he would do things like tell me that I was doing extraneous things with like I'm doing right now, you know, and he talked about how that would diffuse from the energy of whatever was going down in the scene. Like I would do it just because I wasn't doing anything and I thought I ought to be, or you know how when you feel ill at ease, you cross your leg, you wipe your mouth, and you do these things like
scratch things that don't scratch.
And when he eliminated those things, and sometimes it took him a lot of takes to eliminate them. He was right. The energy of the thing came across through the eyes and whatever, and the dialogue. And when you did make a movement or a gesture, it was important then. You hadn't dissipated it all in a whole bunch of little grimaces and twitches, you know. And I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
I don't think I was a grimacing, twitching actor, But I feel like I'm a much better one after the experience of working with him. Plus, he had a great crew and a great cast to work with, so I learned from them as well. But he also would do something like, if I was having trouble with a line, I didn't have to tell him which one it was. You know, he knew, and he'd say, when you get to this line, such a look at that picture on the wall right over there. Well, it seems like a little thing, but few directors are willing to take the risk of saying, do just this and it's going to be right. I imagine Bergman and Fellini do, but it's a gamble, because if you lose, then the actor didn't screw up, you screwed up.
That's right.
And,
Can't blame him.
but he was right. I'd look at that picture and all of a sudden it all made sense, you know. So
yeah, it'd be nice to be in the hands of somebody dressed like that, know that it works.
well, Chris Walken had told me at the beginning of when we first started the film, he also actually sent us to school. Like, we had to take lessons in weapon firing, riding, which fortunately I already knew, but waltzing, which I definitely didn't. I did hours and hours of waltzing, and I can't even walk very good, you know, but
You're a first-rate waltzer.
Oh, yeah.
Ready for the Harvest Moon
Yeah,
ball.
I can't walk, but I could waltz right in. And roller skating, and I mean, there's not much between my bones and the ground. There's no, just a little skin there, and I just was a mass of bumps. But Chris, I had a disagreement with, a difference of opinion with Michael about a couple things at the beginning, and I was kind of fretting about him. And this is before the film started. And Chris Walken said, we were riding horses somewhere, and he says, I trust Michael implicitly, you know. He's got good taste, and since I respected what he had done with Chris in Deer Hunter, I thought I'd take his advice. And it turned out everything that I had a difference of opinion about, I came around to not only accepting it, but it was like it was my idea. So he's also a good shrink, you know. He knows how to make you think you're thinking it up yourself.
Yeah.